Hello, welcome back to Small Time Critics. My name is Mohammed Hashi, and I'm with the venerable
TRIZLUCENT. What's good, people? Hope you're well, and hope you're having a good week.
That's what I
whenever
wanted.
you do watch this.
Let's go. All right, as you can see from the description of the video, we are talking about the film Companion, which came out on the 31st of January.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a hotly anticipated film due to the premise. Very interested to hear your take on this film compared to mine. Before we start, quick little shout out to the housekeeping that we normally do, which is like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're following TRIZLUCENT on all platforms, as well as the podcast Small Time Critics and myself, Real Mohammed Hashi. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Mo's not here to tell you off for saying it.
Exactly. Anyway, let's get into it. Companion. All right. Directed by Drew Hancock and starring Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid,
Yep.
Luke Cage.
Yep.
And yeah, that's everyone I can remember off the top of my head.
I'll double check now.
Double check for me. This film, again, before we get into the actual review, I just want to say something. We need to do a separate episode, Triz, on the way trailers have ruined films in the last 25 years.
Lucas Gage,
Thank you very much.
Megan Suri.
Yep.
Harvey Guillian,
yes, who's Eli.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much for that, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, we need to do an episode on the last 25 years and how trailers have been ruined.
Yeah, definitely. Because, again, I'm someone I didn't actually watch the trailer for this, so thankfully for that. But I already knew the premise.
Yes, so did I, due to social media.
Yeah.
So again, it got ruined for you regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
Because for me, this film would have added an extra layer if I didn't know the premise. Even though they give you some kind of clues in terms of the dialogue and all that kind of stuff, and there's little kind of like lines and jokes, stuff like that you picked up on because we talked offline about it. But yeah, for me, I'll go first. For me, I enjoyed the film. It's a great film. I watched it in an empty cinema with one idiot inside it, unfortunately. But I did enjoy the film. It kept my interest. The acting was great. There's not a performance where I was like, okay, I didn't like that kind of thing. Again, there was a kind of like a motif in regards to kind of like a musical motif throughout the film, but then it wasn't kind of used until the end. It kind of was used at the start, and a couple of those notes were used in the middle, but it wasn't kind of a cohesive kind of through line throughout the film. There is some kind of narrative kind of plot holes in the film, especially towards the end, which we'll discuss a bit later on once you get into spoilers. But for me, generally, good film. Glad they're making these films in 2025. Different, original premise, or original-ish kind of thing. But yeah, generally enjoyed it. Didn't blow my socks off. I've seen a lot of people on Letterboxd and a lot of people within our community in film Twitter and stuff like that giving this 5 stars. I'm like, all right, calm it down, simmer down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, give me your take, bro.
I mean, I definitely want to give it it's not a 5-star movie. Let's just call it what it is. It's not a Godfather. You know what I mean? It's not Batman, The Dark Knight. It's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. It's not even an iRobot. If I'm being honest, bro. It's more like an I Am Legend. It's a good movie. It's a quality movie, like you just said.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, like none of the acting performances were bad. Everyone was great. I think the casting specifically was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know the main lead's name, her name, but
Sophie Thatcher.
Sorry, Sophie Thatcher.
Yeah.
But you reminded me that she was in Heretic.
Yes.
And she was really good at that.
Sister Barnes.
Yeah. So to see her in this, I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I was very, very impressed. Jack Quaid. I said it earlier. Like I feel like I haven't seen him in many different roles besides he only plays like the kind of dorky kind of like I don't know, like very needy kind of individual in The Boys.
Yeah.
And then when I've seen him play these kind of darker, twisted characters, but wouldn't say he's a dark, twisted character in this, but yeah. This kind of darker characters was like when he was in Scream, which I'm sure was Scream.
Yes.
And now this. But it's good to see his range, you know what I mean? Because when I think about him, I only think about him as I forgot the guy's name, my man in The Boys. So it's nice to see him add a couple more layers to his acting, which I did like.
Huey,
that's it. Huey in The Boys, isn't it? Yeah. And yeah, I had a good time. I that's all I can say, really. I had a really good time. I'm still waiting for there to be the first horror film of 2025.
I totally agree.
Everyone keeps telling me, "Oh yeah, this is a horror. This is a horror.
No,
This is
it's
a horror." I've gone into 3 "This is a horrors" and walked out being like,
No.
"This is a thriller."
No,
Do you know what I mean?
this is a thriller. Yes.
Again, so story wise, I was engaged. I will say though, I don't know if I said it off camera, but I don't know if it was because I was a bit tired, but I kind of felt myself like nodding off a little bit. So
No, you had a tough day, bro.
Yeah,
you had a tough day yesterday. I'm aware of what you went through yesterday.
Yeah, so
yeah,
but
it was you.
I had a bit of a sleepy time moment, but I was never bored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I thought the pacing of the film was really good. Some very, very, very interesting characters that they had in there. And I'd say it's a good time at the movies.
Okay.
That's what I would say. I'd watch it again as well. So
that's a glowing recommendation.
replay value is always positive.
Let's get into some spoilers. Tell me about some aspects of the plot that really kind of interested you, some things that didn't work for you maybe.
I think, what worked for me? What worked for me was the concept. I like kind of like, I mean, they use the term in the film, F-buddy movies, where you buy a doll, and you know what I'm saying? I find them jokes, and they use that term in the movie, but they're like, oh, we don't want to use that term because they're more than just that. Yes. Because this is a
companion.
A companion.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a sentient being that kind of not just is there for that kind of pleasure, but is there for everything. You know what I mean? It literally sinks to you, and you can see this with Eli's character and Patrick.
Yes.
Where they have a moment in when they're in the woods where he literally says to him, "I love you." Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He's like, I would never kind of throw you around or use you in any type of way. I'm actually in love with you, that kind of thing. Yes. So it does add to the kind of gravitas of exactly what a companion actually is in this film.
But at the same time, Patrick talks about the fact that he's been programmed to have these feelings, but in reality, if he had his own personhood, even as a robot, he's like as if he is quite literally in hell. He says he's in pain. Yeah. It's burning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that's what he meant what love is. I thought that was like they're trying to describe. So what's love to you?
But love shouldn't be described in that way, which shows that it's a very one-way relationship. It's not a two-way relationship.
So you don't think that Patrick and Eli loved each other?
I believe that Eli did love Patrick, but he only loves him due to the utility that Patrick gives to him. The fact that he says no, he never lies to him. He doesn't have his own agency. You know what I'm saying? And that's the wonderful thing about this film, which it navigated a human being's agency and also gender kind of roles within a relationship as well. So again, what you call it, Jack Quaid's character is something Beeman. Is it
Josh?
Josh Beeman, yeah? So what Josh wanted was someone to be subservient to him. Every single female in his life has taken control of every situation that he's been in, kind of thing. And he wanted the one time to be in control. Hence the reason why he got Iris. So it's very interesting the fact that as soon as these kind of quote unquote robots have any kind of say or are able to articulate their feelings, they're articulating the fact that they are being persecuted straight away and that they do not feel the same way their owners feel in a way. Which is kind of interesting.
That is interesting because I thought the opposite. I thought because we're already in spoilers, but like when Iris was talking to Patrick at the end, and she says about like she kind of reminds him when he's kind of like when he sinks to Josh's character, she reminds him about Eli, and he says I want to be with Eli or whatever he says, and he kills himself. Yes, like he literally deactivates himself
because again that's the core programming. That's the person that he loved, kind of thing. If that makes sense.
But I can't lie. I mean,
and this is where the issues of the film come into because there's a lot of kind of plot holes. Because again, he has been synced to Josh. Yeah. And factory reset as well. Yeah. But still remembers Eli. So how does that work? You know what I'm saying?
Sentient beings, brother.
They're not sentient because they're robots. You know what I'm saying?
But they got feelings because there's that scene right at the end where Josh tells Iris, put your hand over the fire. Yes. And then he says, can you feel pain or whatever? Yes. And then obviously I think she's saying nothing, but the fire starts to burn her hands and she starts crying. Yes. And he's like, this ain't, what do you say? He's like, this is like screen wiper fluid. This is not like, you know, there was a scene where she was crying. He's like, this is just screen wiper. This ain't real tears. Don't worry about it.
But what's interesting is the fact that because they've been programmed to feel pain, they actually do feel pain. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting. But again, what did you think of like the overall plot? The fact that this was a whole kind of like staged murder kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a little twist. I actually thought there was. I mean, it really did kind of. What's the word? I was interested to see that. 'Cause I thought they were just going to go on a holiday vacation.
And then something crazy happens.
Like when it first happened, actually, I thought they were going to her parents' house. If he's going to meet, thought she was going to meet his parents.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought right in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, my parents live far. I thought that's what it was. It wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was they're going for vacation with their friends.
Sergei's
Sergei's
house, played by Rupert.
Exactly. So that was interesting. Couple twists and turns, especially the fact that Patrick obviously ends up being a robot. At the end, him not really giving clear direction to Patrick. Patrick ends up killing everyone in sight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Kills the police officer, kills Kat, all these kind of things. So there was a lot of twists and turns, but I had a good time, man. I can't lie. Like, again, it's not 5-star, but it's just enjoyable to see. I don't know if I'm assuming it's an original.
It's original concept, yeah.
So it was good.
For me, it's like I told you yesterday, bro. It's a 3-star film for me on Letterboxd. I had fun with it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, obviously, there's a couple of narrative holes. And I think where this movie is better than The Creator, which is a film I liked on a visual level. I thought that's one of the best, most visually kind of stunning films of the last 10 years. Definitely. The Creator. But on a story level, it basically was sympathizing with AI kind of thing. Whereas this film does such a good job of putting you in the shoes of a non-kind of sentient being.
That's a good point then, because whereas The Creator is trying to make you feel sorry for them because they're being persecuted for being a robot, basically.
Yes.
Whereas this one is showing you what man does as a human being to something where
the evil that men do,
exactly,
so to speak.
when you can have full control, when you can have full reign of a person's desires and everything. You're trying to you can literally, they cook your food, they sleep with you, they tell you they love you, they do everything that anything that you want. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff, and it does kind of draw like a very good parallel between the two films, and I guess that does make it a bit better because it gives you a bit more than just like feel sorry for us because we're robots.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a good shout. I like that comparison.
And I think Sophie Thatcher is such a great performer because what she does with her eyes,
she was really
great.
Good, man.
Was great. And I thought that her kind of monologue when he kind of wakes her up in the third act at the dinner on the other side of the table, and she kind of talks about who he is as a person and how, you know what I mean, and how kind of weak and pathetic he is as a human being, because he has this idea in his mind that he's still a good person even though he's doing this horrendous things kind of thing, and she really kind of takes him to task and gives him the kind of cold kind of reality of the situation, which I thought was very, very good.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah, definitely. But again, my issues, especially with the third act, I thought the two techs from the company, from the kind of robot company, wasn't the greatest for me, because I thought there was so many holes. And it was very funny, the fact that, oh, wait, you look familiar. With the Patrick character, and then him working out when he's right in front of, oh yeah, that's an old model kind of thing. That was fun. The fact that Teddy, who was saved by Aris, right, he helps her get like control, stuff like that. Okay, cool. But why isn't he there then calling the police and all that kind of, a huge kind of plot hole there? That
definitely was a big plot hole still. I was thinking, I know she just saved you, so where the hell have you gone now? Do you know what I mean? He's just not there anymore.
Yes.
So I thought that was a bit random. Do you know what I'm saying? He should have been playing some sort of part in helping her get out of there, or helping her escape, or them both having like a vengeance against Josh. He just nearly got him fucking killed a second ago.
Exactly. But ultimately, for me, the movie works. I would definitely recommend it, and I'm very happy to see Warner Brothers releasing original films. And original films, you know how I feel about original films, original concepts. So it was a good movie, definitely one I'd recommend, and it'll be interesting to see the discourse, especially with females, and how they feel about this, and how kind of these roles and relationships were kind of portrayed in the film, and whether or not it is true to real life. I think a lot of the concepts did land for me, but some didn't. So that'll be interesting to see going forward.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, before we go, SEC score.
Out of 10, I'll give this a good... it's between 6.5 and 7.
Yeah.
is between 6.5 and 7. I don't want to give it 6.5 because I feel like I'm giving something else a 6.5. This is way better than that. So I'll give it a 7. I think 7 is a fair score.
That's the score I had.
Yeah.
So I came at the cinema as well, man. But yeah, man, a good film, a good thriller to start the year. Again, it wasn't a horror.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
that's a bit of you know what I'm saying? What's it called again?
bad advertising, misadvertising.
There we go. Misadvertising.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right,
More
guys.
horrors.
That was our companion review. Please let us know what you think in the comments section down below. Please subscribe. Please like as well, of course. And we will see you in the next one. Peace.